Shalom, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, double honors unto the apostles of GMS who rule well, and salutations unto the elect, pushing the truth of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Alright, this is another GMS to your health installment, just pushing that, trying to push the health to the Akim, to the hopeful elect, right? This is going to be dealing with some certain things. I'm going to talk about one thing that works really well, and I know a lot of brothers have problems with it because we're in hell, man. We're in complete hell. I'm gonna talk about really two things, and whatever the Spirit gets something to talk about, I'll deal with it through the Spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. But the first thing I want to talk about is really balance, a balanced diet, a balanced diet. Because you have 1,000,001 so-called quote-unquote gurus out there, and nutritionists, dietitianists, fitness trainers, whatever, man. Go on YouTube, Facebook, whatever. You have everyone talking their own thing. And one thing that brothers and sisters have to realize is just go back to the scriptures, man. The scriptures, they show you everything. They show you what to do. That is our strong tower, right? It tells you the righteous runneth into it and are safe. The name of the Most High is a strong tower, right? So these manifest as the scriptures, man. So whenever you feel lost, whenever you feel, where's your instruction? As the scripture says, our instructions are in the Bible, right? And the scriptures clearly plan out a diet for you. It tells you what you can and cannot eat. Simple and plain. It tells you if you eat certain foods, that's a sin against the Most High, and there's a punishment for that. What is a punishment? You name it, man. You have a whole alphabetical list of diseases, man. Whether it be obesity, diabetes, cancer, you name it, man. Hepatitis, Crohn's disease, gout, man, a lot of shit out there for breaking the laws of the Most High. And the key to this is balance, because you have, like I said, many people out there talking their talk, and the scriptures, they don't force you to be a vegetarian. They don't force you to be vegan. Obviously, that type of diet is much better, for inflammation and for just mental health and clarity. If you go on I've gone on a 10-day diet before where, no meat of anything, no dairy, nothing, man, just straight basically herbs, certain supplements, protein supplements, like talking about BCAAs, which are branched chain amino acids that you need. You need certain amino acids, obviously, to function. And basically just greens, man. And obviously you lose weight, and either it depends how fucked up you are. You might go through a period of 2 to 3 days where you feel like shit, and that's called a healing crisis. And the healing crisis is all the shit that's coming out of your system through. It's coming out in the intracellular level, meaning out of your cells, which another term for that is chelation, right? Chelation, which is your cells going to the bathroom. You go to the bathroom, but your cells need to go to the bathroom too. But, you eat a crazy amount of calories a day, and on top of that, it's chemicals, refined carbs, all kinds of garbage. Your body's trying to digest that. On top, it's getting inflammation. It's getting all kinds of shit, man. And you're just getting fucked up. Your GI tract, gastrointestinal tract is all fucked up. You need a break. That's why the Day of Atonement is beautiful, because you fast a water and solid food fast. Your body's like, thank you. I can deal with other things in the body. But yeah, when you do certain diets like that, detoxes, real heavy detoxes, it goes to the cellular level. It cleans you up from the cellular level, which is very, very important, man. Because all these things they're all built up in there, man. They're all stuck in there. It's crazy. Because Esau, as we know, is the madman. So I'm gonna get this first scripture. I'm ranting a little. This is Proverbs 15:17. Better is a dinner of herbs where love is than a stalled ox and hatred therewith. So what is this scripture talking about? Now we know, obviously, that's why I was getting back to the whole vegan thing. We know that meat is lawful. Meat is lawful. Whatever dietitian tells you for your health, that's for your health. But when you eat meat, you're not sinning. You're not breaking the law of the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Any Israelites out there that telling you that you're going off, they're a bunch of bug outs, man. Because it tells you for the Passover, you got GOCC Toronto now, or whatever the fuck they call themselves. They're talking about, oh, you can't eat meat. That's a sin. These guys are total bug outs, man. For the Passover, you eat you eat lamb, right? Now, whether that's the only time in the year that you eat meat, that's up to you. No man can judge you. Matter of fact, I'm going to get that in Romans. Right, I'm going to get that in Romans. Romans 14. I'm going to start. And start at 1. Romans 14:1. Him that is weak in the faith receive ye, but not to doubtful disputations. Meaning a brother comes and he looks weak, he looks feeble, and that happens, man. You can't look down on a brother like that. You know, you have to, if he's ready, man, he's coming in and studying and showing diligence, but he has a weak frame and he looks like the wind can blow him over. That has nothing to do with the matter. You know, you're not supposed to doubtful disputations of that guy might not make it based on his physical appearance. That has nothing to do with the scriptures. You might have a mighty man, you know, competing in the strongman competition. He comes to camp and you say, that guy's the elect. Hey, that's the same thing they did with David, man. David had 7 or 6 brothers, and they all, they picked, Samuel went there and saw the first man. He said, "Oh, that's the king for sure." And he said, "No." It's like he went there, and his father said, "Oh, that's my son," and everyone thought he would. And Samuel said, "No, the Lord didn't choose him." He went to his next brother, and then he said, "No, to the last brother, he said, no, that's not him." And he said, "Well," he said, "there can be no one else." And then Samuel said, "Well, do you have another son?" He said, "Yeah, I got another boy, but he tends to the sheep. He's a sheep herder." And he was a small man, small boy. And Samuel said, "Hey, that's the king that's gonna rule over Israel." And everyone was shit-faced, man. Everyone said, "What the fuck? This little, That's why when he slew Goliath, man, hey, the Lord works like that. He works with the weak. That's why it says, the Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, he used the weak to confound the strong, man. He used the unwise to confound the wise. Because the Lord likes that. He likes that uphill battle. He likes to that surprise factor. All right, verse 2, it says, "For one believeth that he may eat all things." You got a brother, yeah, I can eat beef and steak, and hey, he can, whatever, man. That's his thing. If he gets certain diseases, he works with it. But then it says here, another who is weak eateth herbs, man. And man, I know a brother like that in the camp, for many years. And at first I kind of look, I'm like, why is this brother was, but then you get deeper into it and you said, hey, you can't, there's no judgment on a man like that, because that's the brother's path. That's his way. That's what Yahweh Bashem Shai allotted for him to do. You understand? A brother eats and herbs, and he might get on you, say, "Hey, brother, that's not good," and don't get offended. Be trying to look out for you, man. Let not him that eateth despise him that eateth not. "Oh, brother, why don't you having a steak, man?" It has nothing to do with the gospel. "And let not him which eateth not judge him that eateth." "Oh, brother, you eating? I seen you eating a McDonald's burger, brother." Hey, you gotta do sometimes, man. We're in this jungle, man. Right? For the Most High had received him. That was really the point on the herb on that part. But the point is, meat is lawful. We understand, But what the scriptures are telling you is you have to have balance. You must have balance. You should actually eat more vegetables and fruits than meat, because it tells you where is love. Like I said, if you go on a diet where you do straight juicing or blending, certain brothers know what that means, vegetables, and then you don't eat meat or grains or whatever, you feel good, man. You feel alive. You feel that electricity, that energy flowing through. You eat a week of just meat every meal, you feel like shit, and you feel more angry. That's true. That's very very true. 100% true. So what the scriptures are telling you is, you know, there's a sin called gluttony, where you're just eating, and in this society, that's really a problem, because what we're eating are called empty calories. We are ingesting, yeah, oh look, it says 500 calories, so, but there's no nutrients in it, there's no nutrition. So what are you really eating? You're just, like you drink a cola, and let's say you're on a caloric diet where you have to be in a caloric deficit, where, to lose weight, and you actually count a can of cola as calories. That's not really calories. What the hell is that contributing? Like you got these fitness dudes and whatever, they count. They have macronutrients, which is your like carbs, protein, and fat, the good fat. But no one ever really talks about micronutrients, which is minerals, vitamins, amino acids, another thing, coenzymes, whatever, all that stuff. They never really talk about it. That's very very important. Because yeah, you count, 100 calories, Coca-Cola. What the hell is that contributed to your gains, man? It's not contributing shit. You know, and that's the balance aspect. This is Psalms 104:14. He causeth the grass to grow for the cattle, and herb for the service of man, that he may bring forth food out of the earth, man. And herbs are very powerful. See, it tells you herbs service, man. In this society, we understand, yes, that the herbs, they are not as potent as they were 50, 100 years ago. We understand this. But they still work, and they still have very potent aspects to them. And you can try it out, certain herbs, make certain concoctions. And that's the whole thing with the scripture. So you got, for example, what I was trying to make a point with, like you got, I'm sure you brothers heard of Dr. Sebi. He's on an alkaline tip, right? Which the body doesn't truly want to be fully alkaline. If you're in if you have acidosis, which is your body really on the acidic scale, acidic tip, yes, you have to cut out all the acidity, and you have to eat pure alkaline. But if your blood is already 7.3, you got some guys saying, "Oh, I want to be at 9." Your body doesn't even, because there's a thing called alkalosis, where you're too alkaline. That's also a disease. So you really want to be neutral, right? That's where you're most least likely to be prone to diseases, is when you're in that neutral range. So like I said, Dr. Sebi, yes, he has. I'm not saying he's not a great man that the Most High set up to heal people, because he has healed people and he's brought up many information. But again, he's not according to the scriptures. He's not pushing the scriptures. In the scriptures, he's judging people on eating fish and certain things, and hybrids, which, again, in the scriptures, yes, we understand you're not supposed to mix two different kinds of seeds together, but you have offsprings of those foods, and he says that's good enough. Like for example, like in the animal kingdom, you don't mix two different kind of animals, but within, like for example, a horse, you have different kinds of horses or varieties. So in the same thing will be with foods. You have certain things like that, certain varieties. You have birds. You have many kinds of birds, but what is the kind? It's a bird. It's not a fish or a horse or whatever, a mammal, or amphibian or whatever, man. Whatever the case is, but it's all about balance. So for a person that's really really sick, yeah, you can follow his thing, but you got certain brothers that, oh yeah, see, meat is bad, you can't. Well, hey, that means you can't keep the Passover then, because you got to eat the lamb. You got to roast it and you eat it. If that's the only time you choose to eat meat in the year, then no man can judge you on that. But if you're judging brothers on eating that, then that's going off too, because we just read in Romans 14. You're not supposed to judge men on that. It's all about the balance. It's all about having your equilibrium. Not going too far. In this kingdom, you can't eat too many greens, man. You really can't. You can't eat too many greens because you're gonna fall off at certain times anyway. I'm gonna get this. This is Sirach 31, Ecclesiasticus, and 12. If thou sit at a bountiful table, be not greedy upon it, and say not, there is much meat on it. Yeah, you go to a feast or whatever, you say, oh, look at all this food. I'm gonna get this and this. You're gonna be like Goku in Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, take this turkey leg and do this, and right. Remember that a wicked eye is an evil thing, and what is created more wicked than the eye, or than an eye. Therefore it weepeth upon every occasion. Stretch not thine hand whithersoever it looketh, and thrust it not with him into the dish. Judge not thy neighbor by thyself, and be discreet in every point. You're supposed to be discreet, man. You understand? You're supposed to look at certain things and be prudent, and it tells you in Thessalonians, I believe, be careful for every. Matter of fact, I'm gonna try to find that. Let's see. Or Philippians. Yep, Philippians 4 and 6. Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto the Most High. So it tells you, be careful for nothing, man. You have to be discreet and be careful, even if there's nothing going on. You're supposed to, hey man, you're supposed to fear, man. You're supposed to, fear Yahweh Shem Yahshua. I'm not talking about you go outside and, but I'm saying, when things look good, just keep a lookout anyway. That's what it's telling you. It says, verse 16, eat as it becometh a man those things which are set before thee, and devour not, lest thou be hated. Leave off first for manners' sake, and be not unsatiable, lest thou offend. Who ate all the fucking chicken, man? Or, who the fuck ate that, And I used to do that shit, man. And you do offend people, man. And you feel like shit after. When thou sittest among many, reach not thine hand out first of all. A very little is sufficient for a man well nurtured, man. I love that scripture. That's a deep scripture, because if you're well nurtured, if you're getting everything your body needs, all the minerals, all the vitamins, everything, your body will not crave these certain things, man. That's why for brothers that really have these issues, and you're obese, man, because I've been in that obesity range. I've been there, man, where you're actually obese. You're not overweight. You're actually getting obese, man. You feel like shit. You get up and what makes you feel better is eating some more food. You really need to think about going on a straight detox, either a fast or maybe a week or two of set up your meal plan. Study these things. I'm not a doctor. I'm not approved by anything. I don't have licenses. Don't follow my advice. I'm just telling you, research your own thing. Because Esau will come up and grab you by the balls and your word. But I'm not telling you do anything like that. I'm just saying you go research, find a diet, mainly obviously greens and some things that detox you. Drink plenty of water, cut out all the sodas, all the sugar, especially the artificial crap. You don't really want to eat high sugary fruits until after, because you can eat that after, but for now, when you're trying to detox, man, you just drink plain water. Trying to have it alkaline, because if you're obese, most likely 100%, like 90%, man, you're in acidosis. Your blood is swimming in acid. Your blood is acidic, and that's where funguses and candidas and all this garbage loves to thrive. So if you're well nurtured, man, it's very little sufficient, man. You can make a shake. Get some Irish moss, make a shake, put some nuts in there. That'll last you, man. That could be a dinner. And he fetcheth not his wind short upon his bed. Sound sleep cometh of moderate eating. We used to bring the scripture out a lot. He riseth early, and his wits are with him. Hey, man, you wake up, you're sharp, man. You know, if you ate a whole lot the night before, man, you had a big barbecue, big ass steak, you wake up, man, it's like heavy and you're out of it, man. But he riseth early, and his wits are with him, but the pain of watching and choler and pangs of the belly are with an unsatiable man. Look at that. It says, and if thou hast been forced to eat, arise, go forth, vomit, and thou shalt have rest. My son, hear me and despise me not. And at the last thou shalt find, as I told thee, in all thy works be quick, so shall there no sickness come unto thee. Whoso was liberal of his meat, men shall speak of him, shall speak well of him, and the report of his good housekeeping will be believed, right? But against him that is a niggard of his meat, the whole city shall murmur, and the testimonies of his niggardness shall not be doubted of, right? Show not thy violentness in wine, for wine hath destroyed many, man, you know, because but what does it tell in Ephesians? Drink a little wine for that stomach's sake. Bring that out, because wine is very good. If you have stomach problems or pains or has many antioxidant properties, um, things of that nature. Right? It says, 1 Timothy 5:23, drink no longer water, but use a little wine for thy stomach's sake and thine often infirmities. Man, you catch it how you drink it, but don't show, you with the brothers, and don't show that valiantness. Don't show, yeah, I can do this and I can drink it, I can take it. That's going off. You're just gonna perish yourself. But I was just thinking of some. Oh yeah, like I said, a lot of these dietitians and these so-called gurus, I'll call them. They'll tell you no alcohol. Dr. Sabi, no alcohol, no this. But in the scriptures it tells you, man, wine. At the Passover you drink the wine, which is Yahushua's blood. You drink the unleavened, you eat the unleavened bread. That's his flesh. So again, if that's the only time you drink the wine throughout that year, that's on you. You know that no man can judge you, but don't judge brothers on saying, oh, Dr. Sabi said you can't do it. Who are you gonna listen to? Dr. Sabi or the scriptures, man? You know, you're supposed to take certain things for really what you're supposed to do, man. You're supposed to gather all the shit that you learn in the world, and you have to filter which is the scripture, and you filter it through, man. Whatever goes through at the bottom, you drink it, man. You drink that wine. Whatever stays up top, you throw that shit out. Whatever doesn't make the cut, you throw it out, man. And that's still in the world, or it's like in the truth. You learn things in the world. You still filter everything, man. Because I used to be lost with all these different diets, and he says this, and I said, hold on, man, what am I? You just go back to the scriptures. The scriptures tell me meat is lawful, but not much of it. So mainly, yeah, greens, fruits, herbs, things like that. We already know this. This is from the scriptures. It's not a big mystery, That's why all these laws. Matter of fact, one of my favorite scriptures, Deuteronomy 30, right? Because these laws are very near unto us. It is right here. Right, it says, Deuteronomy 30:11, for this commandment which I command thee this day, it is not hidden from thee, neither is it far off. It is not in heaven, that thou shouldest say, who shall go up for us to heaven and bring it unto us, that we may hear it and do it, man. It's not somewhere we gotta go through a dragon's lair and kill the dragon and get the treasure. No, it's right here, man. It's on your goddamn in the hotel, on the hotel what do you call that, shelf or whatever, man. Nightstand, the Gideon's Bible. Verse 13, neither is it beyond the sea that thou shouldest say, who shall go over the sea for us and bring it unto us, that we may hear it and do it, man. But the word is very nigh unto thee, in thy mouth and in thy heart, that thou mayest do it. See, I have set before thee this day life and death, and it's like it, life and good, and death and evil. Life and good are in the scriptures. That's the scriptures. And death and evil is everything counter to that. Right? You eat the pork, the shrimp, all these bottom-feeding animals that are consuming garbage. You're going to consume that garbage, and guess what's going to happen, man? You're going to have dis-ease. right? Which is where the word disease comes from. You're gonna have that pangs and sorrows, and you know, all kinds of shit, man. I'm gonna get this scripture as well in Maccabees. This is 2 Maccabees 5. I'm gonna start at 24. He sent also that detestable ringleader Apollonius with an army of 22,000, commanding him to slay all those that were in their best age, and to sell the woman and the younger sort, who coming to Jerusalem and pretending peace, sounds familiar, did forbear to the holy day of the Sabbath. When taken the Jews keeping holy day, he commanded his men to arm themselves. And so he slew all them that were gone to the celebrating of the Sabbath, and running through the city with weapons slew great multitudes. But Judas Maccabeus with 9 others, or thereabout, withdrew himself into the wilderness, and lived in the mountains after the manner of beasts with his company, who fed on herbs continually, lest they should be partakers of the pollution. So what do I get from the scripture? Well, these were men of war, great men, who were nurtured with just herbs and water. They didn't need meat. They didn't need anything. These herbs were supplying them, and to fight, because they had to fight the Greeks as well. These were Greeks attacking and selling us into slavery and killing us, right? So he had to be fed on herbs continually. His men, his companies, right? Did they catch certain fish and do this? I'm sure they did, but the main proponents were herbs. Right, dandelion weeds, all that shit that's going on in your front yard, that the weed whackers, you call the weed whackers and they come and that's all medicine. Dandelion leaves and the root. They're very powerful, man. Very powerful. Just research all that. Right? And that was just the first part I want to do with the balance. So yeah, you brothers out there, filter everything through the scriptures, man. That's all I can say. You have to filter everything through the scriptures, and the scriptures show you the diet that you can eat, and with that diet and just a little exercise, you don't have to go all crazy, but your body does desire exercise. That's why they tell you, if you spend majority of your time on the couch, not even walking for an hour or whatever, your lifespan will be cut by half. So your body does. Hey, hold on. In the ancient world, we had a powerful work regimen, right? We literally worked 6 days a week. 6 days in and out, right? 6 days a week you worked, but hey, on that 7th day, you didn't even lift a finger, man. That's why it was beautiful in the ancient world. You had your woman cook the dinner right before the Sabbath. You come home after work and you chill, man. You don't even do nothing. Next day you don't make food. Everything's cooked. Everything's prepared. You don't lift a finger, man. It tells you that they slew a man for picking food on the Sabbath, because that was work. That was deemed as work, man. So that means that rest day, you didn't do shit, man. You were just, hey, those 6 days you were working, you just chilling, man. That 7th day, so you worked 6 days, and that was a powerful regimen. So that means we have to be well nurtured, man. It was a great anomaly to be obese in those days. And the second part, quick part, I just want to deal with. I know I'm running a little over time. Is oil pulling, which you can look it up for brothers that have dental issues, right? What it basically is, fucking internet's out, is you take, most popularly, coconut oil. Try to get raw cold pressed coconut oil. Take a tablespoon, put it in your mouth, melt it, and swish it around like it's a mouthwash. You really should do this up to 20 minutes. Obviously, you're not going to get it the first couple times, because it's really hard to get it for 20 minutes. Don't swallow it, so first do 5 minutes, 10, 15, and build it up, because you're not going to do it for 20 minutes the first time, that's for sure. And obviously, why coconut? Because coconut is antibacterial, fungal, and it has various properties like that. And what this does is brightens up your teeth, whitens your teeth. It can reverse cavities, which it has worked for me in that aspect. Fights infections. It's actually great for your immune system. That's why you're supposed to do it on an empty stomach. do this on an empty stomach, and it's supposed to build up your immune system. Now, what I like to do, I like to take it up a notch. What I'll do, I'll take a tablespoon of coconut, put in a shot glass, melt it, right? Because it's hard. It's a saturated fat mainly. You take it, you melt it. When it's already melted, I add essential oils to that coconut oil to boost it. Some essential oils I use, my internet's out, it's lucky I can't type shit, Satan. But you can look up essential oils that are antifungal, bacterial, viral, strengthens gums, astringents, has tightening effects. Some of them I can throw out by my head that I actually use. I use cedarwood oil, which is very, very powerful, spiritually wise. Helps you have mental clarity and focus, but it's also great at tightening your gums. If you have gingivitis, if you have bleeding gums, it's great for tightening your gums. I use tea tree oil, which is very powerful antiviral, bacterial, fungal. I use frankincense oil. Of course, frankincense is in the scriptures, man. It has anti-tumor properties, immune boosting properties, viral, great for dental health. I use thyme, which is again very powerful viral herb. You can use eucalyptus, peppermint, for that minty, for whatever taste. Clove oil. Clove is very good for dental hygiene. Cinnamon. Play around with it, because these essential oils are not cheap. Some of them are okay. Some of them are. Frankincense is very expensive, because what they are is basically the herb or whatever. Like frankincense is not a herb; it's a resin. It's like a gum. What they do is they we call it. They boil it, and that steam. It's a distillation. That steam becomes that liquid. Right, so they take all that is essential from the herb or whatever resin you're using. Like for example, you take sage, you steam it, and all that steam gets put into a bottle or whatever, and that's that essential oil. It's very, very powerful. It's a small. That's why small bottle brothers just say, "What the hell? 15 milliliters is $10 or $15 or $20." That's because that small bottle is probably a couple pounds of that herb that they use, so it's very, very powerful. You're not supposed to swallow it, so you put it a couple drops. Let's say you start with eucalyptus, 1 tablespoon of coconut. Put like 5 drops of eucalyptus oil. Play around with it. Play around with different oils, man. Whatever problems you have with your teeth, because I have many problems, man, in the world, man, and came in the truth. So these things really help me out. So I hope it helps certain brothers out there too. Just research your oil pulling, But that's what I like to do, because a lot of people didn't really tell you about adding essential oil. I like to take it up a notch, because it really does help you more to fight gingivitis, abscess tooth, cavities, etc., man. Whitening teeth. Alright, so I hope that was very edifying through the power and spirit and grace of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. I want to say Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Thumb Yad, for letting me bring this out, and hopefully I can do more of these lessons for brothers, because I know a lot of brothers have ailments, man. This devil is fucking us up big time, man. We're just eating garbage. We're eating shit, man. We're just infested, fucking food-wise, chemtrails, frequencies, all kinds of shit, man. So, brothers, stay in the right spirit. You gotta try to eat good. That has a lot to do with your mood and your attitudes and your ability to push His truth. All right. I want to say the melanas unto the apostles of Great Millstone, the great men who I serve, okay, and who I learn the truth from. Salutations unto the elect, pushing the truth of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. May Most High bless your brothers with faith. All right. Until next time, I say shalom.